Welcome to Coffee Powered Systems, equipping women with actionable steps to overcome overwhelm and streamline business and life. So grab your favorite drink and come hang out with me. I'm your host, Miranda Merton. Hey friend, welcome to Tip Tuesday, where I give you the skinny on an app or a tool that could be useful for your personal productivity. And today's tip is Toby, Toby. From their website, bookmarks are for books, not browsers. Organize your browser tabs into Toby so you can access key resources in one click instead of 7. So if you heard my last episode, number 78 with Lindsay Maloney, one of her tools that she mentioned that she liked to use towards the end of the episode was Toby. And you can find it on their website. It's gettoby.com. It is actually a Chrome add-on. So if you're using Chrome, not sure if they're going to do anything else for the other browsers, but for Chrome, and you can find it in their add-on store. If you use something like bookmarks, this might be a helpful way for you to organize your bookmarks a little bit better. So how it works is that you can create spaces within Toby. So you can have a business space, personal space, client space, which are the 3 spaces that I have currently. I have a business, which is everything from my personal business, my podcast, things like that. And then I have a client space, which has different client collections, and my personal space, which includes like household and my children's stuff. So how it works is that you create collections within those spaces of websites that you visit pretty often. So what I'll do is go ahead and take a look at my Toby setup. So when you click a tab, you have the option to have it open as a Toby page, and it shows you all of your tabs and all of your collections. You can organize this how you want to. You can set it up as cards or lists, whichever way you like to look at it best. And so in my business collection, and you can have these as private spaces or shared spaces. So my business collection is a private space. And within my business space, I have a mail and calendar collection. So my mailboxes and my calendar, and I have a personal to-do list program called Noseby. So those tabs are all in there, and also my active campaign mail. Those tabs are in there, so I can go in there if I know I want to open up a mailbox really quick. I can click on that tab and see what's in there. I also have a podcast production collection, so everything having to do with my podcast. So if it is a production day, you can go into Toby, and with one click you can open every tab that's in that collection. So for example, my podcast production tab has my editorial calendar. It has my Dropbox, podcast production Dropbox, which I use mostly for sharing files with it between my computers. I have a Mac and a Windows, so it just makes it easier to have Dropbox on both of those. And I have my Captivate dashboard, which is my podcast host, my website, which I will post my show notes to the blog there. I also have my Amazon S3 folder and Happy Scribe, which I use to make transcripts from the episodes. So each of those basically has a web browser within the collection. So if I wanted to, I can go in on a podcast day and one click open all the tabs, and all of those will open up at once. Now, so if you know, like for right now, I have like 12 tabs open, and that's just a regular day, right? So if you're like me, you typically have a lot of tabs open. This is really cool because you can actually drag tabs into different collections, and this will all make sense once you go into Toby and play around with it. But it just basically helps you clean everything up and get a little bit more organized with how you're looking at things. I also have a social media collection, and if you use Canva, you know that every time you open a Canva design, it's a different tab. So if I want to work on Pinterest graphics, that opens a tab. If I want to work on YouTube thumbnails, that opens a new tab. So in my social media collection, I have, I have 7 different Canva tabs. So that includes IG quotes, Instagram squares, podcast stories, on and on. So I have all of those in there. So I can actually kind of pick and choose. If I only want to do Pinterest graphics, I can just go in there and one click it. If I wanted to do all of my social media, I can click it and it opens them all up. That includes my plan tab, PLANN, and I also have Creator Studio for Facebook and YouTube, or Facebook and Instagram, and I have YouTube Studio in that collection as well. So if I clicked the social media collection, all of those tabs would open. You can close down anything you won't be using, but it just makes it super easy. You don't have to go type in the browser and think, oh, what's the Facebook creator website, and type that in. Or if you use bookmarks, you don't have to click down, drop down the bookmark, open up the one bookmark, drop down again, open up another one. It just makes it a lot easier and faster to do that. Lastly, I also have a courses and learning collection. So basically, the biggest courses or membership sites that I'm a part of right now that I tend to visit a lot, those are in that courses and learning section. So I can quickly look at, choose the one I want to do right now. Obviously, that one, I wouldn't open all the tabs at once. There's never a reason for me to open every course and learning tab that I need, but you can quickly go in there. If I want to open my Funnel Gorgeous courses, I just go in there and click on it. It's just a lot easier than trying to figure out what the website is, right? For my clients tab, so I will sit down in the morning and open up my client spaces, and then I have a client check-in collection because they all have like their own productivity suite, like Asana or Teamwork, and all those tabs are in there. So I can just one click open all the client tabs and then quickly see what I've got to do in each of them for the day. So it makes it really easy to do that at a glance. And then for my personal spaces, I do have a few collections in there. My daughter, her academy websites, I have those in there. There's like a separate website for the courses that she's taking, and then another website for like Student Center, which gives me the grades and my billing and all that stuff. So I can click on those easily. I also have a financial tab, which has all of my like bank accounts and credit cards, a financial dashboard that I created as a spreadsheet, and I can go in there and one click all those if I wanted to check them all out at once. And then I also have a household bills tab. So all of my utility bills, Xfinity, Cobb County Water, gas, power, those are all in there. I actually don't use those a whole lot anymore because I recently just put everything on auto pay. But if I wanted to go in and see, what the usage was or whatever, I can easily go in there and check that out, which is very convenient. So that's how I've set up my spaces and my collections to kind of give you an idea of how that works. You can, like I said, you can remove or add websites to your collection. If you notice you have a tab open and it's not in a collection, you can drag that tab in there into your collection for next time. You can use it with teams as well. I don't use it with a team, but you can definitely use it with a team because you can invite people to your collections or your spaces. And then that way everyone can view the collections. That's if you're thinking about usage, that's really good for onboarding new employees. You basically invite them to the space, the workspace, and then they can view all of the collections and see what tabs, like if I invited somebody to my podcast collection, they can see exactly what I'm using for my podcast, all the products, all the websites, and then it kind of minimizes the questions of, hey, what are you using for your hosting and where do I find it, and all of those things. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, especially if you're used to just using bookmarks or just opening up tabs on your computer. And when I first started using it, I was like, I'm not sure that this is going to be a thing for me. But I left it on there. I gave it a week. And then I started using it a little bit more and it became more intuitive. So I would definitely go ahead and check it out, see if it's something that you might find useful, and then make sure to give it a few days or a week to use it and get used to it and see if it makes your productivity better. Of course, if it is hindering your productivity or just making you confused, then of course you wouldn't want to use it, but definitely give it a shot. And give it a little bit of time to kind of acclimate and get used to how it is, and then use some of their other features to see if there's something that you could get out of it. So that is my tip for today. Toby at gettoby.com. I will drop the links for you down in the show notes, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening to Coffee Powered Systems. You can find links to everything mentioned in the episode down in the show notes or on the website at mirandamerton.com. If you enjoyed this episode and would love to continue mastering your workflows and processes, subscribe on your favorite podcast player and join me here next time.